Ground ball hit down to third. The play will be at the plate. Into a rundown goes Keith Hernandez. They throw. Two people are on third. Carter's trying to get back to second. And Hernandez is staying at third. The slide. Save. He got back. Oh, Carter got back.
Ooh, did they blow that one.
Before they were through, the Mets would go on to score 4 runs in the first, a lead that Bobby Ojeda protected by pitching masterfully against his former teammates. When the game was over, the reborn Mets had a 7-1 win, but were still down a game with 2 more to go in Boston. The Mets' lopsided win had lifted much of the pressure off a team that had been struggling, and the smiles were out again the next night when Boston pitcher Al Nipper began to unravel against Gary Carter in a scoreless game in the top of the fourth.
Nipper comes to the belt. Pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air, deep to left field, way back at the wall. Goodbye, home run! Gary Carter, a 2-run homer.
With Ron Darling shutting down the Sox again, Lenny Dykstra helped the Mets put the game out of reach in the 7th.
Delivery swung on, hit in the air to right field, fairly deep. Evans going back, way back, near the wall, jumping up and can't get it. A home run, Lenny Dykstra. Delivery, Carter hits it high and deep, say goodbye, home run.
Carter's second homer capped off the Mets' series-tying 6-2 win and shifted the pressure back to the Red Sox, who had to win Game 5 at home against Dwight Gooden. But Gooden was pitching on only 3 days' rest, and for the second time in the series, his best stuff deserted him.
Way back it might go.
The Sox scored a run each in the 2nd and 3rd innings, and then broke the game open in the 5th. First, Jim Rice tripled, and soon after, he was driven in by Don Baylor as Boston knocked Gooden out of the game and went on to win 4-2 behind Bruce Hurst to take a 3-2 lead in the series. The Mets, though, had done what they had to do by winning twice in Boston, and now were confident about the prospects of playing the last 2 games before their vocal home crowd. Even though one fan tried a unique way of rallying the Mets, the Sox still jumped out to an early 2-0 lead and had their ace Roger Clemens on the mound, who had the Mets on the ropes until the 5th inning.
The pitch, and a ground ball hit toward the middle, base hit to center field. Strawberry around third, coming home to score. It's 2-1.
A few batters later, the Mets had tied the score, but it didn't stay that way for too long.
2-2, top of the 7th, 1-1 count. They delivered to Rice, swung on a ground ball to third. Knight will hold the runner. Throws the high to first. Hernandez can't get it. Out of his glove. And moving up the third base is Barrett. An error on Ray Knight.
But the Mets rallied once more in the 8th. With runners on 2nd and 3rd and 1 out, the Sox walked Keith Hernandez intentionally.
Hernandez giving Carter the clenched fist as he walks down to first base, saying, come and get it, baby. Fans on their feet here at Shea. Bases loaded, 1 down. Red Sox lead 3-2. Swung on, hit in the air to left field. It'll be caught, runner tags. Here comes Mazzilli. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not in time. The game is tied at 3-3.
So it was on to extra innings, where the tension was unreal.
For people to sit still the way this game is going. By far and away the most intense game of the World Series. Now the windup, the pitch to Henderson. Well hit. Deep to left field. Way back going. Gone, a home run. The Red Sox are in front, 4-3.
Boston scored once more to take a 2-run lead into the bottom of the 10th. With the Sox champagne about to be popped, a silent Shea crowd watched in disbelief.
Now the pitch on the way, hit in the air. Rice is there and has it for the out. And the Red Sox are 2 outs away from a championship. And a fly ball to center. Henderson going back under it now. He has it, 2 men down. Everybody sitting very quietly in that New York Mets dugout, hoping against hope that something will start to happen. Line drive, it'll be a base hit to left field. And a line drive base hit into center field. Now the tying runs are on base. A soft line drive, it'll be a base hit in the center field. Carter will score. Mitchell will go to third. A base hit by Ray Knight. The pitch gets Gets away. Here comes Mitchell. Tie game. Pitch by Stanley, and a ground ball trickling. It is a fair ball. Kicked by Buckner. Rounding third night. The Mets will win the ball game. The Mets win.
Incredibly, almost implausibly, the Mets were still alive, and their entire season had now come down to a single game. After shutting down the Red Sox twice, Ron Darling was called on to pitch, but the Sox got to him early.
The payoff pitch. Well hit fly ball deep to left center, way back, going and gone. The pitch on the way, high fly, deep to right center, way back. Strawberry to the wall, jumping, and he caught it. No, couldn't get it. It's a home run.
The Sox scored once more in the second, and then put the ball in the capable left hand of Bruce Hurst, who had already beaten the Mets twice in the series and was on his way towards doing it again. But before the Sox could put the game away, Davey Johnson went to his bullpen and replaced Darling with Sid Fernandez, whose 4-strikeout effort in just 2 1/3 innings got the Mets and the Shea Stadium crowd going. Finally, in the 6th, the Mets got a rally going. With one out, Lee Mazzilli pinch hit a single, and Mookie Wilson followed with one of his own. Then, after a walk to Tim Tuffle, Keith Hernandez came up with the bases loaded, and the Mets in desperate need of a hit.
And a line drive base hit going in the gap in left center. Mazzilli will score. Rounding third is Mookie. Mookie will score. 3-2. 3-2.
One batter later, the Mets tied the game. And when Red Sox manager John McNamara decided to change pitchers in the bottom of the 7th, his choice was his #1 reliever. And as a haunting chant filled the stadium, Calvin Schiraldi faced Ray Knight.
Now the windup in the delivery. Swung on, hit in the air, fairly deep to left field. Going back near the wall, looking up. Goodbye! Home run, Ray Knight! The Mets lead 4-3.
The Mets scored twice more in the inning to go up by 3 runs. But with Roger McDowell now pitching in relief of Fernandez, the Sox came right back.
Delivery swung on, hit in the air. That's going to be a base hit into right center field. All the way back to the wall. It is a 6-5 ball game.
Jesse Orozco came in to pitch the Mets out of the jam. And in the bottom of the 8th, Darryl Strawberry put the series away.
Swung on, hit in the air to right field. Fairly deep. Evans going back at the wall. Goodbye, home run! Darryl Strawberry! 7-5, New York!
The Mets had exploded for 8 runs in just 3 innings, and the crowd let the Red Sox know what that was all about. The time had come. The Mets were now just 1 out away from winning a memorable World Series. Just 2 days before, the Red Sox had been in the very same position, but the Mets weren't about to let the same thing happen to them.
He struck him out! Struck him out! The Mets have won the World Series! And they're jamming and crowding all over Jesse Orozco. The dream has come true. The Mets have won the World Series, coming from behind to win the 7th ball game.
And so it was over. The Mets were world champions. They had turned their silver anniversary into a series of golden moments. As it had all season, the Mets' character came through in the end and took them to the top. in a year to remember.
I remember you when I've forgotten all the rest. You